All right, hello, hello. Here to review your VOD. Let me lol chess real quick to see what the if the elo rat has changed. FumoRumia. Yep, I already have you in lol chess. All right, let's drag that over. All right. Oh, you're actually going on kind of a bit of a beast mode over the last 2 days. But looks like this was probably around low emerald, but emerald in general. So yeah, good to know what elo we're at. It is Mel's Blessing. You said you ended up playing Academy this game. This game is before the patch, by the way. Asked if you wanted to like submit a different VOD, and you were like, yeah, all good, which I think is fair. I mean, VODs, the patch obviously changes meta and stuff like that, but it's still really good to review VODs from previous patches. I took Clear Mind as first augment. Feel like I executed pretty badly. I thought the idea with Clear Mind was to hold pairs you want to play on the board and fast stay quicker than the rest of the lobby, but I felt like my board was pretty weak most of the game, most early game, and that I got pretty lucky going to stage 4. Otherwise, I would have been bottom 4. Mostly I'm wondering is if I have the general idea of Clear Mind correct, or if I misplayed it, and 2, if I threw at the end going 6 Sentinel over 6 Academy. I think the answer is yes. Yeah, I do think in general, you're kind of right, is that 6 Academy is going to be better. What I would say about Clear Mind is if we just look at like an augment tier list from somebody like Dish Soap, one of the best players out there, and you look at Clear Mind, you see it down here. It's considered by most high elo players to be not a very good augment anymore. Used to be really solid when it was initially released, when it was, I think it started out at like 4 XP, and they've since had to nerf it down since then. But yeah, I don't think Clear Mind is actually that good of an augment, so I think that's probably your first problem this game. But we'll see what the rest of the game ends up looking like here. Pick up an early Ziggs here, early Trundle pair I'm down to hold on to for potential opener with the Ziggs. We also have the Morgana and the Singed. Yeah, you actually have to make, like, this is the first decision in the game here. We'll see if we get gold here and see if that changes stuff. But if we don't, then this is the first decision in the game. Do you want to sell these guys and hold on to the Sentinels and Visionary type stuff? I think, especially on prior patch when this Visionary Renata comp was a lot stronger, I think you would want to hold on to this stuff a lot. Even now, currently, it's just because you have this Rel already, I would just want to hold the units that pair better with it, the Morgana and the Singed, because this could be your opener, right? Singed, Rel, Morgana, and you could be very pleased with that. Whereas, Vi, Vander can't really be your board. You have the Chain Vest, which, can kind of be whatever in either comp. But yeah, I would actually hold these over that. And to picking up some decent units for potentially this comp in the Draven pair. We have Draven pair plus Violet now. If we want to hold on to it, yeah, we have a lot of stuff that we can think about holding on to here. I think holding on to the Rel pair is like okay. I really want to hold on to the Draven pair though. Okay, and we do end up pulling Draven pair. Can't get a hold on to the Morgana here, which is, I don't actually think this is correct now looking at this. Because like if you're gonna field Ziggs here and you feel like this is your opener you're most likely to play, then you have to hold Steb. I think you're just supposed to not hold Rel pair here. I think you're supposed to sell Rel, sell this, and then buy. Is the idea. It's a little bit tough, but I think you have to hold Steb here if you're holding onto Trundle pair. And like it feels awkward to hold Rel and not Morg. It's also just like Rel fits really nicely on the board, right? She's just like a good unit to activate stuff like Conqueror. Rel 1, Rel 2, it matters for sure. Rel 2 would be great, but I don't think it matters as much as potentially holding like Bruiser for your opener, or Morg is like a damage dealer here. All right, I mean, to be fair, your first 3 augments are not great. You do have Crown Guarded with another Crown Guard Slam, which like, I haven't really seen anyone take this augment and be excited about it, but it's probably better than Clear Mind if that's what you end up taking, which I think it is the case. So yeah, you just have to double Crown Guard. Yeah, these are pretty awful. Oh, I mean, Thornplated is just best for sure here. Thornplated is just a solid augment in general. I guess we can look up like Explorer and just look up like, I wanted to look up like multiple Crown Guards on a unit, but I don't know if there's actually a way to filter that, like Crown Guard, just filter like double Crown Guard and go to like units and then like Elise, Rumble, this kind of stuff. Like for example, like if you click into Elise here and then you go to builds and you see like double Crown Guard her, yeah, it doesn't look that good. Can I see a triple Crown Guard? It actually, like triple Crown Guard at least doesn't even look that bad. Okay, so something to consider maybe. And then Rumble, it makes a lot of sense on. But yeah, Clear Mind, just not the best augment here. And yeah, I think I can see why you would maybe get like baited into it a little bit. If you're gonna do this, I mean, I see what your idea is. Your idea is, I want to play like this pair of units. But like this isn't that much of an opener right now. Like Rel pair plus the Draven, like we're pretty unlikely to be able to play a good game, like to be able to play a strong board from here. I would rather I mean, one, you get to make 10 golds if you play Ziggs plus the Trundle pair, and two, like you just kind of get, I mean, not necessarily a better opener, but it's just like you're probably not going to win streak with Conquer regardless. So I would rather actually just play the Ziggs, kind of say, you know what, we're going to like sack this stage a little bit, and then next stage we're really going to spike with like hopefully like a Ziggs 2 or something like that. So yeah, I think you've already put yourself in a weak spot. Also, this positioning is just illegal when you're playing for lost streak here, because you know you're playing for lost streak. Your goal this game should be to kill as many units as possible. This is probably the worst possible positioning for killing as many units as possible. What you should do this fight, as an example here, Draven here, Draven here, Rel here, Rel here, and have 4 units focus fire down the Steb and kill him. Instead, we have our units all focusing different targets here. We're never going to be able to kill this Trundle too, and we're never going to be able to kill the Steb because we don't actually have all our carries there. If we had those units over there, we're guaranteed killing Steb in this spot. So when you are playing for Lost Streak, always, always, always just put all your units on the same side and try to focus fire down a unit. Twisted Fate in here. Not sure what the idea is exactly, but I don't think I like it that much. I think I would rather just make gold here. Like I would sell the TF here and just make 20. I think you're already committed to lost streak in this spot, and I don't think TF is really going to turn it around that much. Once again, like I think you're really just looking at building a strong board on level 8 this game, maybe level 6 or level 7, but really we're going to skip the early boards. And like playing this TF, like what did it really do? He did a little bit of damage, but I would certainly rather make gold. All right, you check here, actually. You check Academy, which is very nice to get a sense for like if you want to play it or not here, because I guess you could. Renan's Warmog's JG. I mean, this one's fine. I don't love that you don't get a Heimerdinger item until later with the JG, but I mean, Renan's is very solid onto Ezreal. Warmog's is really good in general, so I guess your idea is that we're going to play a... I mean, I would take tier here regardless. If you don't get tier here, it's really tough for you to actually play Academy. I'm kind of surprised that you say that this is an Academy game, because if you showed me the spot and you said I played Academy, I would be pretty surprised. From your spot here, your best bet is probably just take Guinsoo. Especially on current patch, it would be take Guinsoo and play for a Twitch game. But even on previous patch, I think it's still take Guinsoo and play for like a Twitch game, even though he was a little bit weaker pre-patch. It's just you have the Guinsoo Slam, which you could make onto Draven whenever you want to start actually winning fights. And you also, I mean, it just makes more sense, right? What is Sword here? Because if we're going to take Sword and play like an AP line, I mean, it's just not very good, right? Like if you're going to play an AP line, you would rather not have the Sword here at this spot. Like the Gargoyle is okay. I actually kind of don't like the Gargoyle Slam here either. The idea being that we're on a 3 loss streak here. We'd really like to lose the next 2. There's no world where you should slam this Gargoyle before seeing the fight. What you should do is you should see the fight, and if you think you're going to lose the fight, okay, then we can maybe slam Gargoyles here. But, you know, maybe there's a world where you slam Gargoyles there and you end up actually winning that fight on accident. That would be really, really rough for you if that ended up actually happening. We're gonna hold this set here over the Morg. I think that's pretty reasonable, and you still get to make 30, which is not bad. But yeah, like this other person who's 85 HP, Celerity Beauty here, I really hope that they are playing either a strong enough board that they beat us, or that we don't fight them. And look, we didn't end up fighting them. We're fighting a Camille 2 plus a Powder here. So with no combat aug, we should be fine. Yeah, we're perfectly fine in this spot. But it's just you're risking so much. You're allowing yourself to get griefed as well by making that Gargoyle Slam and just not playing really for the 5 loss. But okay. We get the 5 loss here, which, you know, not bad. Pick up the Loris here, which maybe this is what is like kind of leaning you in towards playing this comp, is that we just have all these Sentinels already. But if you don't get to drop a tier this round and then you know, like maybe get tier off Carousel, it's gonna be kind of tough. Also, you don't need to slam Rod there. There's no world where this board is losing to Krugs. Okay, there's a tier at least. Okay, so now we can. If you slam Shojin, I wouldn't play Heimer from this spot. Yeah, I mean, we don't need those guys, so I think that's perfectly fine here. The bow, not bad. Okay, I mean, I still don't really believe that this is like, I think Dominators looks way better in my opinion in this spot. You have Shojin, you have Spark, and then you have half Nashers here. If you're going to play Heimerdinger, what do you have? You have, I mean, I guess you have Gunblade and then half blue buff, which is not bad. But yeah, if you're going to play Heimerdinger, I don't think you can actually make Archangels here. Archangel's a great item on Heimerdinger, but blue buff is so crucial, and you're playing for a loss streak, so you can secure it. I think you would rather just greet a few rounds and then grab the blue buff, go, because blue buff Gunblade is 2 slams. This is just 1 slam. Also, I mean, it was just no need to slam there because we're losing a fight anyway. But had we waited to slam, we could have seen that this augment gave us bronze for life, and then played a bronze for life Silco game, and the game would have been so free for us. So something to consider. Like that's your best augment from here by far, because you're kind of locked into Heimerdinger. You put yourself into this weird spot here where, like, I mean, I guess this one is pretty good into Heimerdinger, but like not it's not that great. You honestly just want like more frontline in this comp. You're gonna have enough AP. I mean, your other options besides Bronze for Life are really bad, but Bronze for Life is insane in your spot. I mean, you should just take this and play that comp. I mean, your other options are pretty bad. So if you're not gonna take Bronze for Life, this is your best bet. But I mean, you could have, and then you could have been a really cool spot. But yeah, okay, we're gonna hold on to these units. This is what we do here. Feels I don't think you're supposed to play the Lux on this board right now. And you opt to make the Renans here, so we have double Renans here for our Heimerdinger game. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't dislike that. I think you're just meant to not play Lux right now because you don't actually need Lux on the final board. You do need Loris, and it's 4 Sentinel. So you're making your board weaker, and you're holding a unit that you don't actually really need. You're just gonna play 6 Sentinel plus Heimerdinger plus Ezreal, and then eventually you'll go like level 9. But like for now, yeah, you don't really need this. Okay, the roll once on 7. I don't mind it. I probably would have just done this after Carousel, though. I don't really care that much in this spot. Like, I don't think your spot's actually that bad. And I think something that Rel made our board weaker here. We get GP in, what, just for scrap? I don't think that's better, especially because we're not getting any scrap value right now. So I would just hold on to the Rel for now. I'm curious what board you're going to end up actually, or not the Rel, the Vex. Sorry, yeah, you sold the Vex, which I don't think really makes sense here. But okay. Going into Carousel here, I'm going to guess you're going to look for maybe tier for Shojin. You're looking for another rod. Interesting. I mean, I don't even really mind picking up that quirky rod here. Huh. I just feel like the item priority is weird here if your idea is playing Academy from this spot, just because, like, in general, you know, if you're playing Heimer and you're playing, I don't know, like at least 3 Academy, but like you can do tier 2 plus or tier 1 plus, and then like 6 Sentinel, which is normally what we're going to play for here. Like Archangels is great, blue buff gum. Like these are like that's like the build that you would be really, really happy to build. But like you're never going to get to blue buff if you slam Archangels is the idea, right? And then you had Gunblade, but we ended up not building it in so that we could build Renans, which is a solid item onto Ezreal. Well, I mean, I guess that didn't really kill any of our components for that. I mean, you know, I actually don't mind the Renan slam, but I don't understand why we bypassed blue buff to go for Archangels when we could have just greeted, picked up blue buff off Carousel here. Was there? Yeah, there was a tier. So we could be blue buff here, and then the Rod and the Sword are open. So we could be blue buff Gunblade instead of Archangels plus nothing here, which is, I mean, maybe it's going to be Archangels Gunblade, but I'd much rather get blue buff Gunblade first because way easier to get to a rod in a tier than to get to a tier in a tier, you know, just in general in TFT. Because yeah, we make the setup, but it's just so awkward. And it's not like we're going to replace any of these items with an Academy item. Our Academy item is JG. We need a mana gen item, but okay. We also probably should be backlining the GP here so that he gets this prismatic value. It hits up to 4 units, and we're only using it onto to 3 units right now. So it feels a little bit weird. We're going to lose this fight to Suspicious Trenchcoat Violets. I mean, what are you going to do? That's life. Pick up another Corki here, which is pretty cool. So we can play this over the GP. Love it. Yep, I think it's perfect. I mean, all things considered, the spot's not bad. We're Corki pair. We're pretty good items. Feels bad that we don't have the blue buff, like I said, which we certainly could have in this spot. But we have the double Renans here onto the Ezreal, which is pretty good. We have Gargoyle, which is fine. It's going to pair really nicely with Warmogs if we ever get to more vertical Academy type stuff. And we're going to win this fight as well against a guy who has no business not having any of his units hit at this point. I don't know how it's possible that he's not hit anything. He probably should have rolled down a bit deeper because he's cruising to a bot 4 at 54 HP. But I mean, great for us. There's Leona, which... I mean, yeah, I mean, you can just hold it here because we're going to level next round. Almost, I mean, definitely we're going to level next round. So that's fine. Obviously, this this gold augment doesn't work on minions, so it doesn't matter. Pick up, our items are a little bit awkward here. You have to level and roll. You have to level and roll here. You're 60 gold and your board sucks. You have to roll here. Okay, as 2, still not good enough. Heimer, still not good enough. We need frontline at this point. We have hit everything else, but we need frontline here. We need an Alawi. Don't love this. The idea is just you would much rather itemize Alawi here. I know you have the Warmogs, like it's good onto Leona, but I'd much rather just itemize Alawi at this point. And then your slams are Final Renans and TG. I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. Either option. Well, let's see. Because your other option is LW, and then no, I think what you do here is pretty fine, actually. Because we still have 2 tank items. It's not so bad. And the triple Renans is going to be really, really nice here. No category 5, but he's still just a beast with the triple Renans. So, yeah, I mean, the spot doesn't look bad. You need to roll deeper in this spot, actually, because we're also losing out on clear mind value here. And then you just take Academy Crown here immediately. I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. Academy Crown's really good. Coronation's a really good augment as well. But, I mean, I think this is good enough. Yeah, this also allows you to play more Sentinel type stuff, which would be cool here. I mean, I don't mind at this point doing what you're doing here. Okay, we pick up Loris, pick up Corky. You could probably stop here. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely stop here. Yeah, like this seems quite reasonable to stop at. The only downside is like on your current setup here, because we're not playing the 6th Sentinel version, like you're not fitting in a Lowy, which feels kind of bad. You really would love to get that Rebel in. Is it better than the Lux? It's like kind of tough. You could drop out a Visionary, which is like usually the idea. But yeah, your idea is drop out of a Lux. I mean, Visionary is mana gen for Heimer, which is nice, but Heimer is such a small portion of our damage. I think you do just you keep the Lux in here, you play 5 Academy, and you drop out of Rel, and then you just push levels. You can find Rel again later if you really need her, and then I would just clear Mind Value, because the other problem is like you don't want to do clear Mind Value here because you want to hold on to these Luxes, which is really bad. Like not getting clear Mind Value because you want to hold on to the Luxes feels terrible. So like I think if you're gonna do this, then you just have to sell the Luxes and say, I'll play for 6 Sentinel, worse later down the road. But also like the JG is pretty nice onto like getting 5 Academy in is also the JG, which is really nice for our spot. Like third item at Heimer is great. But okay, this is our spot. I mean, it's still a pretty good spot. The only problem is we're not clear minding at all. But I mean, yeah, I think these Luxes should just be sold, and you can live with the fact that you're not gonna like maybe we find Luxes later, or maybe not. Maybe we play 6 Sentinel, maybe we find a Jace or whatever. But losing clear mind value every round to hold on to these Luxes is yeah, it ain't it. But I mean, this spot is kind of it. Tier open on Carousel, and there's also a Rumble open on Carousel. Either one you'd be very, very pleased with. If you can't get either, you're probably looking at like a belt or something, but there wasn't even belt on Carousel, because that's the other kind of scary thing in our spot. We have no armor shred, no MR shred, no heal cut. But I mean, there wasn't too reasonable of a way for you to go for it, so I don't completely mind how you played this. Okay, now we're holding Heimer pair, which is a little bit more defensible to hold on to Heimer pair plus Lux pair. Does feel pretty bad to play down an entire augment here, but I mean, your other option is roll for Heimer. You should probably scout, and if there's no Heimers out, you could consider just rolling it for Heimer here, but I guess you weren't making clear mind value anyway. Like if it was my spot and I had made clear mind value those last 2 rounds and I hit this Heimer, and there's no other Heimers out of the pool, I would just roll down for Heimer 2 here, and then if I hit Heimer, I can clear mind again, which would be nice. But yeah, instead we're doing this, which is like not the end of the world. No, I mean I don't really think this is that good. It's okay. I mean, it's just attack speed for your Ezreal, who like honestly, the thing that you want the most on this Ezreal isn't really attack speed. It's like AD, because AD scales so like all the AD, every point of AD that you get is scaling up these Renans a lot. So I would rather just look for some kind of AD anomaly here. I mean, the attack speed is good, and I guess we do have solid AD from our Prismatic. So I guess that's the big upside. Yeah, I mean, I guess with that Prismatic, it's defensible. I guess I don't hate it. And it's like I don't know. Ezreal is also not casting that. Like he's it takes him a while to get to this cast. Yeah, I mean, I think we could have found a better anomaly here. This one's not horrible, but yeah, I think we could have found a better anomaly here. 15k damage from the Ezreal is not bad there. Also, Alawi 2 is fantastic. Tactician's Crown is our blessing here, which is really, really nice. Now we can wait, just play the Lux. Why are we playing Garen? What is Garen doing on our board here? Just play Lux for 5 Academy. This is craziness. I mean, I know the JG is not that valuable, but I mean, worst case is just JG. It's some stats on somebody. You can move an item around. Maybe we can figure it out. But yeah, I'm shocked here. Okay, you have to make Shojin here, and then Crown Guard. It might be Spark, right? Don't you have Spark as a slam? I don't think Crown Guard actually does anything here. I think it's Spark. I'd rather make Spark in this spot. We have no MR Shred, and we already have enough tank items, is my thought here. But yeah, I don't know why we're playing this Garen on this board. This is a bit crazy. I mean, we haven't... I don't think we've skipped 6 Sentinel or anything, but it seems a bit weird. And now we're going to double Warmogs the Alawi. I mean, I like this. It's a little close. Because like obviously the double Warmogs gives the extra Academy value, especially because we're playing 4 Academy at this point. It's pretty good, especially if we can get to 5. Yeah, I don't mind it. The other thing would be like you gargoyles her and then put the Warmogs onto the other one. Okay, now that we hit Lux 2, you realize, wait a minute, I have a Lux. It's better. No, it's better. Why do you like Garen so much here? Garen's a cool unit. He's great, but he is not that good. He's not even Watcher on this board. He's just his Emissary bonus. It's certainly not better than Lux on this board, even though the JG is kind of dead here. It's really just buffing up your Academy better. And like maybe Maybe you could move TG up to frontline. I guess we don't have another remover, which is kind of crazy, but eventually move TG up to frontline, put JG onto Corki as just a crit item, and then, get a second item from off Carousel is maybe your dream. But yeah, I mean, it's just the main reason it's not that Lux is fantastic here is that Garen kind of sucks. But okay. So yeah, I mean, you're in, 60 gold to level here. I mean, this is on interval. You should level here, certainly, and roll a bit. You have 6 Sentinel to look for, which is a huge spike. You have Jace to look for, which is another huge spike. So there's actually a lot of stuff that you can hit this round. So I would just level and roll here. It's on interval because of the clear mind, kind of like making your leveling kind of weird. And yeah, like we actually take a big loss here down to 25. Like you're not that strong that you think you can that I think you can go like fast 9 or something like that. I mean, this is already pretty fast 9. Jace with Vow looks pretty good if you can pick it up. You're going to take Declaw here. Interesting. There's also a Heimerdinger too with Gunblade, which if we move those items like I was talking about, Gunblade JG onto Corki, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not. I mean, you can put the items onto Jace when we hit Jace here. They take Heimerdinger 2, roll here. Your odds of hitting Jace are quite high. You could even just remake this Corki actually, which would be funny if you found another like Corki 2. Going for Leona 3 as well. I mean, just looking for a 3-star tends not to have good synergy with Clear Mind, and I don't think Leona 3 is really going to do all that much for you. I think your idea of Leona 3 is going to be a lot better than she is. Like I mean, I guess like your odds of going 10 are not that high, but I think they could have been high if we had made Clear Mind another. I mean, your board's pretty good. Yeah, I think you're supposed to sell here and Clear Mind it up and like keep that option open. LeBlanc's just better than Garen here. And especially now that we have this, just sell the Garen and move the items over. I mean, you can't really do it this round because you don't have something better to play than Garen, but Garen's just doing a whole lot of nothing on this board, I think. But all right, so I mean, we hit the Leona 3, which is pretty cool. She will make our board a little bit tankier. Like I said, I don't know. Leona 2, Leona 3, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference, but we'll see, I guess. We'll see. We definitely want to move items over. We really just want to get Garen off the board. We lose this fight, which is pretty rough, but I mean, somewhat understandable. I don't know. We've made kind of weird usage of of a lot of stuff this game. We still don't have 6 Sentinel in, which is really rough for our board right now. Like that's the other thing is that selling the Garen gives you that gold where you can roll for 6 Sentinel. But okay, we sell these guys off. Get item here. Let's roll down. Jace finally. Okay, 6 Academy, 5 Sentinel, and then I think you said you had the opportunity to play 6 Sentinel. Honestly, I don't know. I could slow down all that roll down and see Shojin here. I think this is fine. Yeah, Shojin. It's probably, I don't think this is actually all right. Just put these onto Lux for now. But you can just drop to 5 and 6, right? You can just drop to 5 Academy, 6 Sentinel. 6 Academy is really good, but 6 Sentinel is going to be better than the jump from 5 to 6. Really close fight, but we do win it. Very, very nice here. And then, yeah, you're just rolling, trying to pick up something to put onto this board, which, I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I guess also you can just cut Corki. Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's a 2-star artillerist, but, like, honestly, yeah, you can, if you get 6 Sentinel, just cut Corki, and, like, you're going to have enough damage with this setup, especially if you backline Jace, and you can then just move the TG to backline Jace. And if you get AD items, you can always move them to frontline Jace. So yeah, you can just play 6/6 here actually without the Corki. Obviously, Corki 2 is Corki 2, but it's not like he's holding great items. He's holding a TG, and losing Artillerist for Ez isn't amazing, but it's kind of not the end of the world. Okay, so we're just rolling every single round here. Still just digging for 6 Sentinel is the idea. I like that we finally get rid of the Garen, by the way. I mean, you can roll here, right? If you ever find my idea, right? If you ever find 6 Sentinel here, then you can just cut the Corki, which, like I said, I think would be fine here. Feels bad, but I mean, 6 Academy is really good, especially when you're triple Renhan's Ezreal. Like, I don't think you can actively feel good about cutting 6 Academy when you could, your other option is solid. But oh my God, look at this board, actually. Yeah, the Ezreal just doing work. Top 3 secured. There is a Rumble on Carousel if we want such a thing. We aren't allowed to get it, but we do get, I mean, I'd rather take Sunfire here, I think. I haven't seen the lobby, but in general, I think I'd rather, yeah, you highlight the Sunfire. It's just like, you're actually pretty mixed damage. They're singed if you want to play 6 Sentinel here. And then we hit the Rumble as well. Okay. So yeah, you are kind of stuck between this. I do think the answer is just cut Corki here, especially like these items. You can throw these items onto, it's probably GG. It's probably GG Rumble, right? Just JG Shojin Rumble, honestly, wouldn't be bad. But yeah, I mean, Sunfire versus this guy. I mean, I think it's pretty good against stuff like I mean, heel cut versus stuff like the Warwick would be really, really nice here. Alawi as well. Yeah, I think this fight's certainly winnable if we play our best board. But I mean, still, I mean, top three, not bad. But yeah, I think a few small errors definitely end up costing us this game. And oh, is that just the end of the game? Oh no, it's just third. But then these guys played out. Okay. I mean, I feel like biggest things this game is one, just augment selection. I don't think this augment. I think our first two augment selections were incorrect. Like Clear Mind is just not a strong enough augment, and this one could have been taken for Bronze for Life instead. I think you locked in a bit too early on the Heimerdinger line. I do like all the Renans that you ended up making. Like I think your slams outside of Heimerdinger items were correct, but I don't love that we gave up on making blue buff for Heimer. I think we could have certainly got there. And then outside of that, I think that some of the Clear Mind usage, like I said, was bad. But like it's kind of a niche augment to use. I generally think when we went 9 was correct. We should have rolled earlier though, like I talked about. Yeah, like one of these rounds. Like I think you, or actually no, you should have gone 9 this round. Yeah, you went 9 one round too late, which I mean, not too bad, but something to consider as well. So yeah, I think biggest thing this game was augment selections. Like you probably could have won out the game if you had taken different augments. Just played for a really, really high cap with Bronze for Life game, even with the Clear Mind actually. And then what were other options at 2-1? I forgot already, but I think there were some good. I mean, yeah, I mean, Crown Guard's not good, but I think you had, oh yeah, just the Bramblevest augment. I think you're probably underrating this Thornplated. It's a pretty good augment in general. So, especially with another tank item that you can slam and just play for like a really big Trundle or something. So yeah, awesome. Well, that is the VOD. I'm gonna go VOD review another one of your VODs. I will be back.